Introducing first, fighting out of the white corner. This man hails from Sydney, Australia. He stands at 186 centimeters, weighing in at 88 kilograms. He's 30 years of age. Ladies and gentlemen, Jared the Freight Train Fraser.
So here we go, underway for our second fight of the night. Jared Fraser making his way to the ring. As you heard Paddy Lawler say there, they call him the Freight Train. The reason for getting involved, he liked the concept of corporate fighter, and Luke Action Jackson convinced him to get involved. The hardest part was resting, wanting to do more, but the body needs rest. His message to his opponent, let's put on a good show for our supporters. So, of course, Jared Fraser, you would have seen him earlier in the pre-fight chat we had backstage. You'll see a number of those right across the evening. Great to get one-on-one with some of the fighters. Jared is getting ready for his fight here as he makes his way to the ring. Points out his family and friends. Great atmosphere here tonight at the Star. A sold-out crowd. Of course, a couple of nights ago, this room was chock-a-block with some of music industry's finest at the Arias. But tonight, we've got the boxing event. We encourage you to get involved. corporatefighter.com.au. Get involved with this wonderful organisation. And you could be ringside for one of our next fights coming up.
Maltese and hailing from Sydney, Australia. Standing at 180 centimetres, weighing in at 85 kilograms. At 22 years of age, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Hail Mary Camileri.
So this young Maltese lad known as Adam Camileri makes his way to the ring. He works for Sydney Water. The reason for getting involved is he wanted to challenge himself. Most importantly, though, my end goal is for raising money and awareness for mental health. Well, Beyond Blue do all of that. Remember, it's okay to not be okay. If you've got somebody in your family, maybe your friends group, and they're just doing it a bit tough, maybe sit down with them. Have a beer, have a lemonade, have a conversation with them. You never know. It could make all the difference. But if you think that they need a bit more help, why not encourage them to get in touch with Beyond Blue, a wonderful Australian organisation. They're an independent, non-for-profit organisation working to reduce the impact of anxiety, depression and suicide in Australia. They do some terrific work. Great atmosphere here at the Star for this fight between Fraser and Camileri. Of course, Jared Fraser, his advice to his opponent, let's put on a good show for our supporters. He's a tunneler. Hard-working young individual. So it's the Freight Train in Fraser and Hail Mary and Camileri, the Maltese Mauler, going at it. And it's just bout number 2 here on Corporate Fighter, fight night number 47. Fantastic to have your company for tonight's boxing event. My name is John O'Farr. I'll be your lead commentator for proceedings tonight. We're getting ready for the second bout. Fraser and Camileri.
Nothing in the back of the neck, keep them up above the belt. In case of a knockdown, you go to the neutral corner. When I say break, you stop punching and take one step back. Touch gloves now, come out fighting when the bell rings.
Fight number 2 of the night, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
So we're underway here in fight number 2. It's Fraser and Camileri. Fraser in the white, Camileri in the black, and Camileri. He's copped a little attack there from Fraser. Initially it was the top, but then the midsection. But Camileri now starting to come back. The Maltese Mauler. They call him Hail Mary. It's now Jared Fraser now starts to come into the fight. Both fighters really coming at an enormous amount of power and energy. You always sort of see this in the first initial opening seconds of the fight, as now Fraser copping a little bit of abuse there from Camileri, mainly with some right crosses. Both fighters, good balance in this one. It's Camileri now under some trouble here from Fraser. Fraser trying to go over the top. Lure him into the corner. Referee says Boys, let's just try and keep it a little bit balanced. Geez, nice little uppercut there from Camileri. He's in some trouble in the corner as Fraser comes at him. Good little lefts and right jabs there from Fraser. Gee, that was impressive, the combination. As Camileri now starts to come back into it. Now Fraser just working his way back into proceedings. Camileri on the ropes trying to get himself out of this trouble as Fraser, the fists, they keep coming. Now Jared Fraser in the white and Adam Camileri in the black. Good body shots there. Final seconds of this opening round. Fatigue starting to kick in a little bit early here for both of these fighters. As Camileri now just settles himself. Nice little shots there from Fraser. As Camileri just sort of touches gloves as here comes Fraser again. Another assault in the corner. Referee doing his best to get out of the way there. Both fighters moving remarkably quickly. And that is the first round done. So, of course, if you're looking for a great live music place in Sydney, why not visit the Doss House? From Bushmills down to Middleton, they'll have the perfect Guinness to chase for you. Open Irish tradition session every Sunday night at 6. They're in the Rocks, George Street, 77 to 79. 0457 880 180 or info at the Doss House, all one word, the Doss House, 2 S's.com.au. Head there and enjoy yourself on a Saturday night. Of course, some of the lockout laws have been changed across Sydney, so that is great news for punters travelling out on a Saturday night. And we get set for all the action of the second round of the second fight between Jared Fraser and Adam Camileri. Oh, that's a great start from Camileri. Look at the rights and lefts from him. Just working it beautifully. It's Fraser now starts to get himself back in this one. Now he's going at it. Both fighters really wild. Jeez, that was a beautiful right uppercut from Fraser. As now he comes at Camileri. Wild proceedings here. Both fighters really going at it. Great technique from both fighters we saw in that opening round, and really stepping it up another gear here as the referee just comes in and says we need those punches a little bit flatter. Hitting with the palm at the moment. It's Camileri now. Oh, great smart jab there from Fraser. Rocked Camileri a little bit. He's just taken a while to settle himself. Midway through this second bout as Camileri now comes back. Look at Fraser in the corner. Fraser now really working at Camileri. Launching with the lefts and rights. Now working the body. Camileri working hard to compensate. Now Fraser really coming into his own in this second bout. Geez, the energy level has lifted, hasn't it? Now Fraser, cops a jab from Camileri. That was beautiful. Nice and flush on the chin.
30 seconds here to go in the second. Let's see these boys finish up.
Final seconds of the round. Camileri working the body. Now just trying the midsection. Fraser really keeping Camileri on his toes. Fraser now. Short little left jab. Looking for the right cross, the midsection. Camileri says, not on my watch. Now he comes back at him. Camileri's got a couple of shots, but Fraser's got some smart little short jabs. And there's the second bout. Second round done. Final round coming up. Of course, there's great table prizes to be won here in the raffles. Every guest at the winning table, they'll receive a 2-course dinner with wine for 2 people at the Meat and Wine Co. down the road at Barangaroo. Mouth-watering selection of premium meat cuts. You can enjoy exceptional service at one of Sydney's hottest news precincts, and a bottle of house wine is included. So we'd encourage you to come along to these events here at the Star. Go to corporatefighter.com.au, find out all the information for tickets, for tables. If you're a company, a boss, or If you're watching tonight and think, you know what, I'd love to watch this live, why not convince your boss? Tell he or her to get a table and come and join us here at the Star. Could win some wonderful prizes. 2-course dinner with wine for 2 people at the Meat and Wine Co. down at Barangaroo on offer tonight. It's been the prize for a little while now, so wonderful to have the support of the Meat and Wine Co. down at Barangaroo as the opening stanza of this final round is a flurry of punches. And Camileri really copping it a little bit here as he comes back into things. Final round. Fraser now coming back. Camileri with a nice little over-the-top punch. Sort of just nicked Camileri on the way through. Fraser now. Look at the way he sizes up Camileri. Camileri just settles himself. Gets to the middle of the ring. Both these opening 2 bouts, both fighters have had tremendous balance. Fatigue sort of set in. Fraser now coming at Camileri in that opening bout, but both fighters have really lifted in energy as this fight has gone on. Nice little jabs there from Fraser as Camileri responds. Smart little jab there from Camileri. Works the body nicely. Referee just saying none of the fights to the back of the neck. Fighters were sort of getting themselves into the wrong position there, and that leads to some injuries. Now Fraser, oh, that's a great jab from Camileri. Fraser now lines him up and responds with a nice little left hook. Now tries to come with the right punches, corner of the ring. Both fighters must be feeling the feelings of fatigue at the moment. It's Camileri now, a nice little swinging left. Fraser now comes at Camileri in the corner. Both fighters just bounce off each other. Final seconds of this bout. Great work there. Initially from Camileri as he tries to just work the final seconds. Nice shot to the midsection and a nice right round the ears. And that brings us to an end for the second bout. Jared Fraser and Adam Camileri. What a bout. Coming up next, Lorenzo Sheila and Jack Nicholson. Younger version, of course. We'll head down to Paddy for all the information about who's won this second bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, bout number 2 of the evening. We have a decision, and it's our first split decision of the evening. The winner, bout number 2, the black corner, Hail Mary Camileri!